Everybody, and thank you so much for continuing to raise your voice. Look, we're going to start with the facts. First, our intelligence agencies have unanimously decided, after their analysis, that Russian government, Russian intelligence agencies, deliberately interfered with our democratic process to erode faith in our democracy and to erode our confidence in the institutions. As a result of this interference, that the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, was forced to recuse himself from an investigation into Trump administration contacts with Russia. Lead of the House investigation, Devin Nunes, the chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, was forced out of his position because of his inability to effectively lead that investigation. We've seen resignations or dismissals of high-ranking campaign officials and Trump associates, from Paul Manafort to Carter Page, and of course, Michael Flynn, the former National Security Advisor, after he lied to the Vice President of the United States, who then, based off of that false information, unwittingly misled the American public. Far more troubling than those facts that we know and what we have seen, however, are the dismissals of Sally Yates, then Acting Attorney General, Preet Bharara, former U.S. Attorney for New York, and of course, Director James Comey, head of the FBI, the person leading the investigation into Donald Trump and his associates' interactions and alleged interactions with Russia. Now look, Russia's goal from the beginning was to try to erode faith in our institutions and our country, our democracy, and the mechanisms we have in order to protect our democracy. What we have seen, and every day since, and all of these questions as they continue to swirl, is that they continue to meet that success because this administration refuses to come clean and answer basic questions with regards to their own actions with that of a known adversary and one of our chief geopolitical rivals around the world. This is the very least that the American public should be able to expect from their government. What did you know? When did you know it? What are your contacts with the Russian government? Who in this administration have had contacts with Russian government or Russian intelligence agencies? What are your business ties to those organizations? What incentives do you have to perhaps be more beholden to Russian interests than the interests of the American public? Let us understand, please, Mr. President, why it is that you continue to cozy up to a Russian government that does not share our values or our interests, and while alienating some of our closest allies around the world. We need these answers, and at this point, only an independent commission with the full staff and support and subpoena power that is necessary is going to get us to where we need to go. I urge this administration and our Republicans in Congress to stand up and speak out and look at this as it is, as a national security issue, as a threat against our democracy, our nation, and our values. And it is only through standing up, raising our voices, and being united that we're going to be able to repel this threat. Ultimately, this is going to come down to all of you. For those Republicans that have raised their voices, and there have been some, I applaud them and I salute them. For the others that aren't quite there yet, they need to hear from you. Raise your voices, particularly during a recess period when the House is back home, hopefully conducting those town halls and answering your questions. And if they're not, make sure you're raising your voices so that they hear you, they answer you, and we can hold our government accountable. Thanks so much. Keep those voices raised.